Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone, and a Merry Christmas to everyone. How is everyone doing today? Hey, yesterday I said I'm not going to be doing anything tomorrow on Friday, which is the 25th of December, well known to most of us as Christmas Day. I'm not going to be doing anything then. And I said I might do something today so I can make up for the one tomorrow. Because this is the best Christmas gift I could give to everyone. The best Christmas gift I could give to everyone is the gift of knowledge. The gift of knowledge. God said his people are being destroyed. They're struggling. They're perishing for the lack of knowledge. And the only way they can be set free is through knowledge. So this is the best gift I could give to everyone. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this today. And even if people don't catch it live, they can catch it on the replay because this is my Christmas gift, some information I'm going to share with everyone. So, good morning, good morning, good morning, and I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. For those of you who celebrate the Christmas, wish you a Merry Christmas and a successful New Year. The hope and the goal for doing all of this and sharing all this knowledge almost for the whole of this year is to make you have that successful new year. You're going into new year with knowledge so you could make the corrections now with a lot of things that you were doing over and over and not getting the result when all of these New Year's resolution that we're making, and then by the time a few weeks or a month, we're back doing the same things that we were used to be doing, and it's because of the spiritual implications that we do not know. We look at everything physically. So as a believer, you need to get this knowledge and understand what Paul was trying to tell us. We need not to set our eyes on the things that we can see. God, the things that we cannot see is we're really pulling the strings, man. Something got into my right eye here, but I'm not going to let it bother me. If you see me blinking and winking, I'm just trying to get a little comfortable. Some little pebble or particle got into my right eye. But all right, what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to talk about the Jezebel Spirit. Yesterday we speak about what? What we speak about yesterday? But anyhow, today we're going to talk about the Jezebel Spirit. The Jezebel Spirit we're going to talk about. This is a controlling spirit. This is a controlling spirit. This spirit seeks to have control by any means necessary. And why it get the name Jezebel is a controlling spirit. People who love to have control. They're going to need control. They want to control everything. They can control you. Sharon Wong, how are you doing this morning? Yes, this is the Jezebel Spirit we're speaking about today, Sharon, the controlling spirit, right? This person, once they're possessed by this spirit, or this spirit have that control over them, they're going to want to seek get control. There's a type of people in the family or at your job or in the church who they need to get close to authority. Either they need the position of the authority, or if it's a position they cannot have because of whatever reason, but they're still going to be the ones who is controlling the show from behind the scenes, right? From behind the scenes, they're the one who going to be controlling the show, right? And when you first meet them, there's the sweetest, nicest people because they're trying to get you to drop your guard to come in, and they can be the ones at the job where everybody coming and talk to, to be friend with everybody, and they being nice with everyone, and everyone coming to them to give. They know everything what's going on in the office because everyone feel compelled to come to them to give them information and tell them, so they got up the whole army, and if they're ready to overthrow the boss, they overthrow the boss. If they're not interested in the actual position, they can still be controlling things in the office. You wonder why this person have so much influence over the boss. But the thing is, if someone, they realize they cannot get control over that person because that person has this knowledge that I'm giving you now, they can detect this stuff, they know what to do now, and they're not so easily succumb to this person's will, let me call it the person's, this spirit's will. They now gonna do anything necessary to get rid of you. By any means necessary. Once they realize you're a threat to them and they cannot have that control over you, they're gonna spread rumors about you. They're gonna tell lies about you that got to get you out of there. They would even go so far, if it's necessary, to kill you to get you out of the way, because they have to have control. And if you're gonna mess it up for them, You got to go by any means necessary. So the first thing they can do is start spreading lies. They're gonna start attacking your character and spreading rumors. Remember, they already got everybody in the office, a lot of people under their control. So when they go and tell a lie about your rumor, people believe in it, or they might set people against each other. They might got a person in the family that if you don't succumb to them, good morning, Cindy, good morning, Cindy. If you're the one who giving them the opposition, to realize, now I can't control this person. Now what they would do, they are going to tell the other family members lies about you. Hey, you see Gregory, hey, he said this, he said that, he don't even want to talk. He didn't even come to the last family meeting. He think he's this, he think he's that, he said, and he put people did put the rest of the family against you. So all of a sudden you call up, you don't hear from your brother or your sister or some aunt who you know you used to talk to a lot and say, what happened to, I ain't hear from you in a while. Huh? You don't hear from me in a while? You think I know what you're doing? You think I know what you're doing and you saying out there? You think you're part of this family and you're acting like you're not, and all of that. And this person, because they're trying to get you away from messing things up for them. So the spirit get the name the Jezebel Spirit, this controlling spirit, because in the Bible, Queen Jezebel, I don't know if you remember Queen Jezebel, we can share a little light on how this spirit really is prevalent in her, and that's why they name it the Jezebel Spirit. So it's not only a spirit that women get, no, men is anyone could get it, but this spirit was so prevalent in Queen Jezebel in the Bible, so they decide to name it the Jezebel Spirit because it was so prevalent. This gives you a good idea how she acted. This is because she was possessed by this spirit. First thing in First Kings, right? This is in First Kings. So King Ahab had married Jezebel. The first mistake he made is to marry the people who God said not to and to marry with. Remember when God took him to the promised land, they said don't let your sons marry their daughters, don't let your daughter marry their sons, because the first thing they can do is take you away from your God, right? So it's the first mistake he made, and go and marry someone who God said not to marry, right? And he break down his whole head. So because what God was concerned about, they're going to take you away from your God. These people worship other gods, they worship idol, they do the voodoo, the obia, the witchcraft, and they're going to take you away from your God and make you start doing these things, right? And that's exactly what happened. When he married her, he started worshiping Baal. That is the one of the big demonic gods that the Bible talk about. So he started worshiping Baal, right? So what's one of the first things she did when she took over? This is First Kings is 4. Is 4. So when Jezebel was killing, first thing she did when she took her, she killed off all of God's prophets. She killed off all the, because he was a man of God. He was a Jewish man of God. But after he married her, he started worshiping her gods. So she killed off all of the prophets that hear from God. Okay, I got to get rid of these people because they're going to mess things up for me now. So she killed out all of those people. And Ahab was the king, just like what I'm telling you, this person. You know, they got some people, if you want to get something done, right, you got to talk to the spouse. Whatever is the man in control, he might be the boss, he might be in charge of whatever it is. But if you want to get something done and you go to the wife, you know, people might say, talk to his wife, talk to his wife. If you want to talk to his wife, and you go and talk to the wife, and the wife say, yes, that's it. That's it. Or vice versa. The woman is in charge of whatever, and you want to get something done, you got to go through the husband. Once he said yes, there's nothing more she can say, because he's the one with that Jezebel spirit, that control over the other person, right? And you got to go through them because they run things. Even if they're not in the physical position, they run things. So this is the same thing what happened with Jezebel and Ahab. Now, Ahab was the king, but he always got to run to Queen Jezebel with everything. He got to run to her with everything, and she makes the decisions, right? So now in 1 King 19 here, let's get a little peek of what goes on there. So now Ahab told Jezebel everything Elijah had done and how he had killed all the prophets with the sword. So God sent Elijah in there now to prophesy against them and tell them what he's going to do to them for all the wickedness that they were doing, right? So Elijah called them fire, and he killed about, I think it's about 400 of these wicked prophets that they had. So Ahab going and tell Jezebel what Elijah had done. So Jezebel sent a message to Elijah to say, may the gods deal with me, be it be it ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life that one of them. So she, in other words, she threaten him and tell him, okay, you just kill off all of my prophets, my wicked prophets, but by tomorrow this time you're gonna be dead just like them. So she threatened Elijah. She threatened Elijah, give him a death threat. Then Elijah flee. You could read all about that. But I'm just showing you the king. He can act on Elijah. He got to run to Jezebel and tell her what go on, right? And let's look at the next clear case here that we might be familiar with, right? In 1 Kings 21. I'm going to read from about 4 through 10, right? So Ahab went home. So let me set the stage before. Ahab, this man, Naboth, had a vineyard right next to where the palace, where the king lived, the king and the queen lived. He right next door. And the king said, man, Naboth, could I buy this thing from you? I'll pay you whatever you want for it, right? I'll pay you, Carl Campbell. Thank you for watching. So Ahab tell Naboth, man, I want to buy this vineyard from you since it's so close to my property. I want to make a vegetable garden out of it. I'll pay you anything you want. I'll trade you whatever you want. I'll give it to you. But Naboth, his neighbor, said, man, I really can't do this. This is a family heirloom. This was passing on from generations. So I really can't sell it to you. I got to keep it within the family. So he go home. So this is why I'm picking it up from now. So Ahab went home angry and sullen because Naboth answered. Naboth answered. The king went to bed with his face to the wall and refused to eat. So he went home sad and sulking, and he refused to eat, right? He refused to eat. So what's the matter? His wife Jezebel asked him. What made you so upset that you're not eating? I hear the king. This is the king now, This is the king. He can't get this man to sell him this piece of land. And then the wife asked him, what got you so upset that you don't even want to eat? Then here be like a little crybaby. I asked Naboth to sell me his vineyard or trade it, but he refused. Ahab told her, he like a little crybaby because he know exactly what she's going to do, right? He knows. That's why he just tell her, right? Are you the king of Israel or not? This is her now. This is she saying. Are you the king of Israel or not? Jezebel demanded. Get up and eat something and don't worry about it. I'll get Naboth's vineyard for you. She said, don't worry. You go and eat. I got this. I'll get it for you. I'll get it. You go and eat. Don't worry about it. Right? So she wrote letters in Ahab's name. So she going to pretend to be the king now. Remember, I tell you, this person going to be running things. The king, he has the physical authority, but she has the spiritual authority. She making the decisions in the house and running the country, right? So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, sealed them with his seal, and sent them to the elders and other leaders of the town where Naboth lived. So she sent these letters to the leaders in the city where this man lived, right? In her letter, she commanded all the citizens together for a time of fasting. And you see, this is what I was telling you guys, we can try to get into fasting, right? Fasting is a principle. So now she fasted to her demonic gods to give them more power, to get to do what she wants to do, guys. Even the demonic people know how to use fasting to get among more powers, right? And that's what she did. She tell them they need to go on a fast and say, and give Naboth a place of honor. She said, big neighbor, give him a place of honor, make him important, And then she just setting him up for the fall. Then see two scoundrels across from him. Now, a scoundrel is a dishonest person. And see two scoundrels across from him who will accuse him of cursing God and the king. So now she's telling these people, go fasting to get up these demonic powers, so to convince these two people to go and lie against this man. So that's what the fast was, to get these powers, to get these spirits to convince this man, to convince these two people to go and lie against this man, Naboth. To tell you, this person go to any lengths to get you out of the way. And that's the first thing they're going to go and do, tell lies about you, right? And so see two scoundrels across from him who will accuse him of cursing God and the king. Then take him out and stone him to death. So she concoct up this lie to which if he cursing God and the king, that's punishable by death. Then take him out. We got a reason to kill him now. This is what he's doing, disrespectful to God and the king. That sponge fell like that, then take him out and kill him. So she killed the man. She had these people talk lies on this man to kill him, right? And then I'm going to just jump straight to 15. That was verse 10. I just jumped to 15. When Jezebel heard the news, when they killed the man and all what she ordered is done, when she heard the news, she said to Ahab, now she go in and tell the king. Tell the king. You remember she tell him, I'll take care of this. You go eat, get some rest. I'll take care of this. When she heard the news, she said to Ahab, you you know the vineyard Naboth wouldn't sell you? Well, you can have it now, she said, right? So Ahab went immediate Ahab immediately went down to the vineyard of Naboth to claim it. Now we see he ain't even asked her, how could I get it now? The man said he wasn't selling. Why? How come you just get it? Because he's under her spell. He's under her spell. And this is the next thing. This is the next spirit. They name these two spirits after these two people. Where there is a Jezebel, there is an Ahab. There is an Ahab. This Ahab spirit. Remember in my talk yesterday, who listened to it? This controlling person going to be attracted. They're going to seek out people with this Ahab, this passive, submissive spirit that they can control. That they can control them, right? So she control him. She making a decision. So he didn't even ask her because he's under this spell. He's under her control. And just like the people who they're gonna be around, they're gonna be under their control and not seeing the wickedness that they ask them to do. Just like how they get these two people to lie, right? So she go and kill this man. He didn't even ask. He said, how come? He just go down and claim it. Thank you, honey. And he go down and he start taking and doing the land where he want to do with it. He didn't even ask. But he know that's why he bring everything to her. If something happened, he got to bring it to her, and then she can make the decision. She can take care of it, right? So this is why they name this spirit after wicked queen. You can read the wickedness that Jezebel do and get a better understanding of how wicked she would sleep with anyone, do what she got her husband there. She do whatever she wants to do because she run things. And this spirit is one. It's really it's serious when it possesses somebody, especially if it's the leader. Like you got your pastor, they were threatening you. You can't leave and go to no other church. They can threaten you. They always remind you who's the boss. Who's the boss? I'm the pastor here, and they use the pulpit to bully people, to threaten people. If it's your job, the same way they always got to be in control of everything. Parents, sometimes it's on the parents. They want to control the kids. They want, after they get married, they want to control the marriage. They want to be in the kids, all their fear, running everything. The kids are doing this and manipulating and just controlling them, controlling every move they make. I can remember a woman I read a book about this. So she used to control her son. The son started to stand up against her after he realized that she didn't want the mom to be controlling him like that. So what she used to do to get control, if she wanted him to do something, she would tell him to do the opposite. Because she know he gonna just do the opposite to what she tell him to do. So if she know after you start to put up this fight, if she had two girls and you want her to, a girl that he didn't want to marry, she didn't want him, he wanted to marry someone else. So she gonna tell him, oh, marry this one here, the opposite one that she want him to marry. And she know he gonna just get so upset and want to resist. I go and do the opposite what she tell him. So that's how she start controlling him now, even though he realized what she was doing. She used different tactics just to still maintain that control. The spirit, that's what it seeks, control. So now that you got this knowledge and you go out there, you see these people with this controlling spirit, don't get frustrated now. Now you got knowledge. You have knowledge. You come against that controlling spirit. And many times, guys, we does identify these spirits that is in these people. Many times you say, oh, this person's so controlling. You already identify it there, but you don't know what to do with the information. Because the spirits got a trait, and these different spirits that we're talking about, they're not like they can't multifunction. It's one particular task, and that's why yesterday I said you got to call them by name. When you identify, you got to call them by name, because why is it important? It's like if we got a crowd, right? Sharon Wong, since you're on here, I'm gonna pick on you. And if I want to get Sharon's attention, and I saying, Cindy, Cindy looking around, but Sharon don't know she I'm talking about, right? I'm calling the wrong name. And I might say, Cindy, I want you to leave here. Cindy, get up and leave, but you really want Sharon to go, and Sharon's still there. So that's why I got called them by name, because they're not multifunction and multitask. They only got one specific task. So if they want to get something done, the next thing I got to get into is how to gang up, right? If they want to get something done, if the ultimate is for you to murder the murder someone, they got to work through different people. The spirit of murder doesn't jump up. It can come through anger. Anger can come in first and weaken you and get you angry enough. And when anger realize you at that stage now where we have you totally, now when you say, okay, murder, you can step in now. I got them where I want them. And if it's to be a suicide, if the goal is to have you to commit suicide, they got to start from it can come from self pity. It can come from all of them make you got self pity. You're sorry for yourself. It can come from depression. Depression got to come in first. Then he can do, and then he hand you over to self pity. You're only sorry for yourself. Sorry for yourself. And then the spirit can whisper in your ears, man, this is not worth it, man. All these troubles you're going through, you better off dead than alive, man. You better when they realize that spirit realize it weaken you, got you where it wants you. Now we said, okay, suicide is your turn. You take over. And suicide come in now and finish the job. They work together because they only got specific functions. That's why it's important for you to call them by name when you identify them. You might see this person angry. This person always so angry. You don't identify what's the problem right down there. Or this person is so passive, man. Anything come, they're so passive. You identify it right there. That's the Ahab spirit, the passive spirit. You don't identify these things. So now that you got the knowledge, you pray against that specific and call it by name. You identify these things in these people already, but you just don't know what to do. That's why it's important to call it by name, right? Call it by name. Because we saying it all the time. We saying it. We don't know how to identify it. We got that in us. So anyhow, guys, have a Merry Christmas. And I hope I get you enough knowledge here to identify these things as you go about into the new year. Don't get upset. Once you see the traits, the thing that you're complaining about, that's your problem, not the person. And you come against that same traits that you identify in that person. That's so annoying, that's so upsetting that you realize that they're portraying. And you come against that. Come against that, right? Have a Merry Christmas. And we'll talk again on Monday, guys. Enjoy, for all the Guyanese folks, enjoy your black cake and your pepper pot and your garlic pork and all the good stuff tomorrow. And then we'll talk again on Monday. Okay then, goodbye.